Anyone wishing to tweet today, please use the @MEAComNav Twitter handle and the hashtag Rapid Rundown. The idea of the Rapid Rundown was born following the first wave of the pandemic, when it was difficult to know what organisations were doing what, who was delivering services and to what capacity. So we all know how busy everyone is at the moment, and we thought that this would be a quick fire method and it would be a good way of sharing this information. So we all know what Zoom fatigue is like these days. So we have a few festive spot prizes to make sure everyone is listening. So I have lots of Terry's chocolate oranges in here in the office. So if today in any of the presentations you hear the words either Brussels sprouts or mistletoe, it's a fastest finger first if you can pop the word into the chat as soon as you hear it. And if you are the first person to get it, then a nice Terry's chocolate orange will be winging its way to you. Unfortunately, today we don't have time for questions, but the presenters' contact details will all be on the screen. So I would encourage you to contact them directly. And as I said, the slides will be available from tomorrow on our website. And that's www.meapp.co.uk/rapid rundown. It wouldn't be a Zoom without the opportunity to take a wee photo. So Chrissy, if I can ask you just to unshare the presentation for a wee second, and wait till we see if we can get a nice one with all these faces. Super. Super. Can I have a big smile from everybody? Absolutely smashing. No, none of you have no idea who's on that or not. So without further ado, I think we shall crack on. First up in our presentations, we have Nisha from Radius Housing. Chrissy is going to start our timer, and the presenters will be given a 10-second warning whenever they are nearing the end of their presentations. Then they will hear the beeper go off for the end of the 2 minutes. So we're going to try and keep them very strictly to the 2 minutes, and we have lots and lots to present to you today. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
So okay to start?
Whenever you're ready, Nisha.
Morning, everybody. My name's Nisha Byrne. I'm one of the floating support coordinators with the floating support service in Radius. Basically, what we would do is we would provide a support and service to over 55s, either living on their own or living with someone that's elderly or disabled as well. So it's normally in the community. What we do, our service has expanded where we actually would go out to schemes with no scheme coordinator as well. So that just expanded there last year. There's roughly about 15 staff, and we would work across the Northern Trust and then with schemes in Belfast as well. So prior to COVID, we were doing home visits every 3 to 4 weeks to check up on our service users, and we would also provide a signposting service as well. So it would be OT referrals, benefit checks. We would also have ran events as well, but obviously with COVID that's all been halted. But our service is still running, and we are providing phone calls. During the summer, it was when the weather was good, we would have done garden visits, and more recently there we were meeting our service users in cafes, which went well. But we do provide a housing support service, so we would also carry out a support plan whenever a service user joins up. So that would involve going through their housing support needs, such as checking their finances to see if there's any benefits they're entitled to, OT referrals, and running events as well. And as you can see, there's a list of our eligibility criteria there and our contact details there. If anyone wants to make a referral, you can request the form.
Absolutely smashing. Thank you so much, Nisha. That was brilliant. And well done on being up first. Definitely a bit of pressure being first. You did a fantastic job. Brilliant. That is super. So next up we have Leanne Kerr, who is presenting on behalf of the MEAP Handy Person.
So, good morning, everybody. My name is Leanne and I am with Mid and East Antrim Age Well Partnership. So one of the services that we offer is our handyman service in partnership with Bryson Energy. This service is available to anybody over the age of 60 who lives in Ballymena, Larne and Carrickfergus to carry out small home repairs. Examples of the work you can do within the home is hang curtain rails, mistletoe, mirrors and pictures. He can power wash small outside areas as long as it's concrete slabs and they have an outside tap. Our handyman can also fit key safes and home security equipment. Exclusions to this service would be painting, decorating and plumbing. And the cost of this here is £10 per hour for a maximum of 3 hours. So basically just to book the service, service users can just call the office directly on the telephone number in the next slide and ask to book the handyman. We will then take their details and a description of the work requested and pass it on to the handyman, who will be in contact within about 10 working days to arrange an appointment. And on this next slide here is just our contact details if anyone wants to book the handyman or to inquire if there's anything that he can do for them.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Leanne. That was brilliant and well inside the time. Great job. And we had a very quick flurry of fingers there for mistletoe. And I have to say, if I'm going by the rules, it would be Natalie Bell, who has got the first spot prize because she popped the word into the chat as we had asked. So well done, Natalie. If you can just pop into the chat as well what organisation you're from, that would be super. And we'll get your Terry's Chocolate Orange out to you. Fantastic, thank you, well done. Next up we have Andy Dill from the Northern Ireland Fire and Rescue Service.
Would help if I just unmuted myself. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for your time today. Thank you, Jenny. Fire and Rescue Service, basically you may already know what we do, but just give you a rundown of what we offer to most people. Unfortunately, we are all approaching the age of 50, and considering from the Fire and Rescue Services point of view, we are then considered to be a person at risk or a person at greater risk. So we offer home fire safety checks, a free service that we offer to everybody. If they meet the criteria, it's basically looking at making sure their fire safety awareness is good, making sure their house and the way they're living is of a reasonable standard. And then we offer any sort of fire safety advice with regards to electrics, chip pans, open fires, electrical fires, smoking materials, all the things that you can kind of associate with a house fire, making sure everyone is safe is okay. But most importantly, making sure they all have the required number of working smoke alarms. So generally speaking, required number of working smoke alarms is 1 per level or floor, so ground or first for ground or first houses, or 1 for a bungalow. We often get referrals from other agencies, like lots of people here on the Zoom meeting. I was going to call it a WhatsApp meeting there for a minute, on a Zoom meeting. But we also then provide onward referrals onto other agencies as well. So if we see other people that are in need of other services, and that's why today I think is a great idea to get everyone together to find out what everyone else does. Pre-COVID, like I'm sure the topic of the conversation will be for most of the talks today, pre-COVID we'll have gone to community events, offered advice and guidance, mainly targeting the people who are of an older age group. We'd have done road safety demonstrations. Last week was our road safety week. And we try and push home as much information as possible with regards to the dangers on the roads, always wearing seat belts, making sure you're aware of the conditions of the roads, but also as well carrying out some sort of a fire hazard awareness of people's houses, and offering hopefully a service that you can either refer to us or we can refer to you back through these agencies. And thank you for your time.
Fabulous, thank you so much, Andy. That is super. Great stuff. Next up, we have Martha McWilliams from Parkinson's A&I.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Jenny. Hi, everybody. I'm here today as a senior local advisor here at Parkinson's UK to tell you a wee bit more about our information and support service that is available throughout Northern Ireland to help anybody who has been affected by Parkinson's. So whether that is somebody who has maybe been diagnosed with Parkinson's or living with the condition for quite a while, you may be a carer or a family member or a friend needing some help and information and support, we're here to help. We have our helpline staff who are available at the first point of contact, and we have our friendly team here of local advisors in Northern Ireland who have a wide range of knowledge and expertise on Parkinson's and the condition. So why reach out to us? Well, we can help you if you've just had a diagnosis and you feel you have just been given some information from the consultant and you're not sure about the actual condition. We're here to give you advice and information and tips on how to deal with Parkinson's and living with the condition on a day-to-day basis. We can help put you in touch with the local Parkinson's nurse and other professionals that you may need to help you deal with your diagnosis. We also can provide emotional support throughout the COVID pandemic. We can give you information on the rest of our local services. So for example, we have a Ballymena branch who meet once a month post-COVID, hopefully again, and exercise classes they have as well. And we can give you information on navigating the benefits system, and we can give you some information on finding out if you're entitled to any grants that may be able to help you. And we also offer information on employment issues and generally anything else that you need. Please give us a wee contact, and here's how you get in touch. That's our free phone helpline number 0808 800 0303. Thank you very much.
Oh, perfectly timed, Martha. I think you've done that before. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And great to hear about the work of Parkinson's. Up next, we have Valerie Guthrie from the Alzheimer's Society.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm Valerie from the Alzheimer's Society. I cover the Antrim and Ballymena areas. We provide information and support to anybody affected by dementia and the carers and families. So we usually have groups. I usually would do a home visit, but at the minute we're not providing home visits unless there is a special circumstance. We can do that visit. Anybody can refer into us, the family themselves, social workers, MEAP, anybody can refer into us, and I'll make contact with that person and that family. I'll then send out the information and support that person throughout the whole journey of dementia. We provide information then on behaviours as well, because with the lockdown, a lot of people are very isolated and frustrated. So I can provide that emotional support as well to the family. And sometimes they prefer listening here outside of the family because they don't want to let the family know exactly what all's going on in the house. So we can provide that. We provide information about other services as well. So the benefits service, we make sure they're getting a benefits check. Also through the pandemic as well, what local grocery shops and things, we're doing deliveries and all. It was very handy for people because they maybe didn't know what their areas were and who was providing what. So we provided that as well. We have a helpline service which is open 3 late nights and weekends as well. So when I'm out of office then they have that service as well to pick up the phone and speak to someone and get that support. Our group services are on hold at the minute, as everybody else's are, and we'll just wait and see how the pandemic goes just in the new year. Hopefully we can get some services up and running again, but we'll just go with the flow and see what happens. But here for everybody affected by dementia, contact details are on the screen.
Well done. That was lovely, Valerie, and again, perfectly timed. These are all fantastic. Next up, we have Sarah McLaughlin, who's presenting on behalf of Impact Age Well.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to see you all here today. My name is Sarah McLaughlin. I am the Impact Age Well team leader at MEAP. Impact Age Well is one of our flagship projects at MEAP, where our officers work with people aged over 65 who are living with one long-term health condition or frailty, and are registered at one of our 16 GP practices across Larne, Ballymena and Carrick. Anyone can refer into the project as long as the older person meets this criteria. During COVID-19, we are providing telephone support services along with our monthly doorstep visits. But in normal times, we would have been visiting the older person in their homes to work with them on a unique health and wellbeing plan, talking to them about everything that matters to them individually, from their mental health to their personal security, medication or social connections. We work with the members of our Impact Age Well hubs, our GPs, our community pharmacists, our health trust staff, to help the older person understand their medical condition, how best to navigate the health service, and we signpost on to many of the great services we see represented on the call today, as well as the brilliant local community assets that we have on our doorsteps here. So for example, meet Sam. Sam is 94, he has diabetes and COPD. Sam was recently bereaved and feeling isolated. He was referred onto the project by his GP who was concerned about him. He talked to his Impact Age Well officer about his loneliness and how he had lost his confidence to drive recently because of his failing eyesight. Through Impact Age Well, we were able to work with the hub to get Sam referred to community transport. We enrolled him in the Desmond course for his diabetes. We connected him with the Cruise Bereavement Friendship Group, and we introduced him to a local luncheon club where last Christmas he enjoyed Christmas lunch with all the trimmings, including the dreaded Brussels sprouts. Now, there's my contact details on the screen. Please get in touch if you think you have anybody in mind who would be perfect for the project, and thank you again for listening.
Absolutely smashing, thank you. And I think we're going to have to go. Oh, it's a toss-up between Sharon and Gareth. And I think we'll give Sharon it for sprouts. Well done, thank you very much. These are all listening really well this morning. Brilliant. So Sharon, there is going to be a Terry's chocolate orange winging its way to you. Okay, next up we have Paul Black as the Crime Prevention Officer from the PSNI.
Good morning, folks. Hope everybody's got everything ready for Christmas, including your Brussels sprouts. So my name is Paul Black. I'm the Crime Prevention Officer for Mid and East Antrim PSNI. So 138,000 people, 400 square miles, and there's only me. So stuck by myself. But I offer quite a number of different things and work very closely with me app. The main thing that I work on is for older people and their security within their house, and their personal security also. But I will do such things as crime prevention surveys, where I will look at the house, things like locks, working closely with a handyman on lighting, security products that can be provided. I work very closely with agencies, other bodies as well, such as the Fire and Rescue Service. MEAP, I'm in at MEAP every single week, and I'm sure they're sick looking at me, but work brilliantly with them. And from their work, we would try and help people identify any vulnerabilities that they have, and try and point them in the right direction along with MEAP. So working very closely with them, we're looking at all the issues that need to be looked at, such as just security. If they feel insecure, certain times of year, loneliness is a big issue as well. But we do a number of different things that a lot of people don't see. They see the police as the big bad people or the people who arrest, but we're there to help as opposed to actually criminalize people. So that's what I enjoy about it, and that's what I do on a daily basis. So helping people, and especially with older people. I've got the 10 seconds there, so my stuff's up there, so you can actually contact me at any stage if you need, and work through me up. Thank you very much.
Super, thank you so much, Paul. Paul's telling white lies here. The only reason he comes into our office is for the buns that he gets whenever he's in. Absolutely super, thank you so much. Moving on then to Karen Toogood from the Macular Society.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Just a bit of background to the macular disease. It's the most common form of sight loss in the UK. It can be age-related, but it also can be an inherited condition as well. We provide a range of support services throughout Northern Ireland, one being our Macular Society support groups. We've 24 across Northern Ireland. They meet monthly, usually face-to-face, but they have now learned how to use a conference call facility. So they're able to use that to meet up, provide information, advice and peer support. Our counselling service is a telephone-based service with our trained BACP registered counsellors. They provide a 6-week programme to help people come to terms with their sight condition and provide coping strategies. They also run our Charles Bonnet visual hallucinations group. Visual hallucinations can be a response to sight loss. It's a telephone-based group, and people get the opportunity to talk to others about the condition, to learn eye exercises that may alleviate the frequency of hallucinations and learn new coping strategies. Our befriending service is where people can get a regular telephone call from a befriender. We try to match up volunteers and service users who have the same interests, and they can talk about macular disease or anything else. Our winter warmers call, again, is a telephone-based group call across the UK. It happens each Wednesday night from 6 to 7. It's a light-hearted session with talks on things like history and travel. Our Connect by Tech service is a telephone-based service helping people access technology. People have been supported accessing things like video technology to keep in contact with their loved ones, Northern Ireland library apps and online shopping. And finally, our advice and information service gives information and advice about any aspect of macular conditions. All services can be accessed by contacting either myself or our advice and information service, which is on the screen now. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Karen. Fantastic work at the Macular Society and great to hear about it. Next up, we have, before I say that, actually, I forgot to mention that Joy Knox was the winner of our next Terry's Chocolate Orange. So a lovely Terry's Chocolate Orange winging its way to you, Joy, because Paul mentioned the word Brussels sprouts. Super. Next up, we have Janice from the Northern Trust Recovery College.
Hi everybody, good morning. My name's Janice. I'm the coordinator in the Northern Region Recovery College. So just to give you a wee bit of information about what we do, the Recovery College sits within the Northern Trust, but we're not a therapeutic service. We were launched in 2015 to deliver courses in and around our local communities. We talk about how our courses recognise lived experience alongside learned experience. So what that means really is that we have professionals, nurses, OTs, social workers who deliver these courses alongside people who have lived experience of whatever the course might be we're delivering on. Our courses are educational and they're really just for anybody wanting to learn more about your mental health and your general well-being. We talk about how we have something for everyone, and we really believe that here in the Northern Trust Recovery College. We have a real variety of courses, and that can range anything from anxiety to sleep to self-care to arts and crafts for our wellness. So just a real variety. I think we've approximately about 30 courses we're delivering at the minute online. We are based on college principles, and we talk about, when you register with us, we call you a student. We talk about our semesters, we talk about college terms, but we're not school, and we try to make that very clear to everybody. This is a very informal, relaxed, fun way to learn. Like everybody said at the minute, our courses are normally community-based and they're normally very interactive, but just with COVID putting a stop to lots of things, it's put a stop to our community-based courses as well. So everything we're doing at the minute is being delivered via Zoom. Our courses are free and they're open to anybody living or working within the Northern Trust. And I suppose the beauty of our courses is that you register. We're not a referral-based service, so anybody living or working within the Northern Trust can register and come along and do some of our courses online. So if you would like any information, we have a prospectus in the college. If you'd like any information on the courses we do or want to get registered with us, all our information is there on that final wee slide. Thank you.
Lovely, Janice. Thank you so much. Great opportunities there at the Northern Recovery College. So fantastic. Next up, we have Amy Wilson from the Macmillan Information and Support for the Northern Trust.
That would be good if I unmuted myself, wouldn't it? Hello, everyone. So I'm Amy Wilson, the Macmillan Information and Support Service Manager in the Northern Trust. We're still providing ongoing support and signposting to anyone affected by cancer over the phone. So this is the main purpose of our service. We've endeavoured to stay on top of what support's available to patients so we can help them stay connected, hence why we're attending this event. So we also work really, really closely with the healthcare team here in the Northern Trust in the cancer services. So that's definitely a big plus. So as some of you may know, we used to organise health and wellbeing events where people living with and beyond a skin cancer diagnosis that would actually attend, and there would be speakers such as cancer nurse specialists, the dietitians, occupational therapists, etc. And we bring information to patients. So obviously, because of the pandemic, we can't do that anymore. So we'd still wanted to bring that information to patients. So starting with skin cancer, nurses, we've created some high quality videos that are up on the Cancer Services website and in DVD form, just to bring this information virtually. And we've invited then patients to book on to Zoom calls with nurses to ask any questions. So this is an ongoing project, and we're hoping then to bring that across all cancer types in the near future. So we've also been involved with the Look Good Feel Better pilot. So at the moment, these are all being hosted over Zoom, and we wanted to enhance this experience as best we could. So working with Look Good Feel Better, we created sample packs for the ladies. This is ladies who have a cancer diagnosis. Samples of moisturizer, toner, cleanser, as well as a wee coffee sachet, tea bag and a cookie. And it meant that all the ladies had the same products. They attend the course, and then we hand deliver the full pamper pack, which is fantastic. So please send anybody our way for that. Quickly, lastly, we've been involved in fatigue management workshops as well, and bringing those online as well. So that's over the course of 5 weeks. So again, if you have anyone that you know who is affected by cancer, please send them our way. Our information is there, and we work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Thank you, everyone.
Super, thank you so much, Amy. That was brilliant. Next up, we have Barbara Ann Gilchrist, and she's going to present on behalf of all 3 Good Morning teams in Mid and East Antrim.
Hi, good morning, everyone from the Good Morning Services. I'm Barbara Ann Gilchrist, the Good Morning Larne coordinator, and I am presenting on behalf of Good Morning Larne, Ballymena and Carrick, as we all deliver the same core service. We like to call our Good Morning telephone service Friends on the Phone. These daily calls are not just a morning call or a safety check or a signposting service. They are peer-to-peer friendship on the phone services for our older people. They are a time for people to connect and share experiences. They're a time to offload your fears and anxieties, which has been very helpful over COVID. And it's a time for our seniors to seek comfort and understanding. Our aims are to reduce the feelings of isolation and loneliness of our older people. And so it's no surprise that we were all inundated with referrals earlier on this year with the COVID crisis, when we were all told to lock down and our seniors were told to self-isolate for 12 weeks. The Larne service saw a 450% increase in the referral rate at that time. In a pre-pandemic world, there were lots of additional benefits for you to be involved with our service. There was coffee mornings, lunches and outings, all complete with information packs and goodie bags. And like any other friendship, if someone was in need of help, we would try to be there. For instance, hospital visits or emergency food shopping. And if we couldn't help, we'd always try and find someone who can. But like most things, all this had to stop because of the virus. And even though we couldn't come together with our seniors, we found other ways of trying to connect. So we would be sending out flowers and cards, delivering fish suppers, doing door-to-door goodie bag deliveries and sending out afternoon teas. Through our connections also, we were in the right place to help many people who needed it during these new and confusing times. For example, helping people with food shopping when they were isolating, or even helping them with essentials whenever it was difficult for them to access money. We've also had to tackle the challenge of relocating our volunteers who still remain to be working at home on their own. So our care now is for them to look after their mental health. On the screen now is details for all of the Good Morning services in the area, and thank you for listening.
Lovely, thank you so much, Barbara Ann. We were saying just before everybody joined us at 10 that Barbara Ann had the pressure of presenting for 3 organisations, so well done, thank you. I'm going to take this opportunity now, we're just over halfway through our presentations. If anybody is on Twitter, please feel free to join us tweeting about today's session. I'm going to pop into the chat. The Twitter handle for myself is MEAComNav and the hashtag Rapid Rundown. So we would like to get some get some steam on Twitter if we can. So please feel free to join us or to retweet any of the stuff that's been retweeted this morning. Super. So next up we have Sonia Dixon from Mid and East Antrim Borough Council's Health and Wellbeing team. Thank you.
Morning all, thanks Jenny. I sit within our community health and wellbeing team in the council, and we have we have 3 or 4 health and wellbeing advisors who go out into the community and do some of our roll out some of our programs. One that might be of particular interest to yourselves is the home safety checks. These are aimed particularly at over 65s and under 5s because those groups have most accidents at home. So basically, we were trying throughout COVID, if we couldn't go out to the homes of those kind of shielding, etc., we still did a virtual check on the telephone. Particularly because if they're at home more, they're more, there's more prone to maybe have an accident. But basically, what we do is we go out into the home and we offer advice on various home safety risks, maybe slips, falls for the elderly in particular. We also have a look at fire safety and refer them into anti-deal service, carbon monoxide and burns. And we offer small pieces of equipment available to reduce those risks. They can be things like touch lamps, the helping hands, as we call them, the wee litter pickers that stop them kind of bending over and stretching and stuff. And throughout that programme, we also signpost on, so we could post on to the Me App Handyman, etc., and other services. So if anyone thinks that service might be useful to their service user, please contact us on the details of the next slide and we can set up a referral system. As well as though the home safety, I think this is probably particular at this time of year when people are kind of finding that finances are more difficult, maybe due to COVID, etc. We have an energy efficiency scheme where our health and wellbeing advisors offer bespoke advice to households, particularly those in cold homes or with inefficient or broken boilers. And we can refer them on to schemes like NICEP for bits and pieces in terms of grants and cavity wall, etc. So again, if any of you are interested, if there's individuals out there that think any of our services would be useful, please make contact and we'll help as much as we can.
Super, thank you so much, Sonia, and great to hear of the work and the Health and Wellbeing team. That's brilliant. Next up, we have Claire Campbell for the Northern Trust Carers Hub.
Morning, everyone. So yes, I'm Claire Campbell, the carer coordinator in the Carer Hub, which is in Northern Trust. So a carer is defined as someone who provides regular, substantial care on an informal basis. So we are talking about family carers who are looking after or supporting someone through a long-term health condition or a disability. The Carer Hub was launched last year, November 2019, on Carers' Rights Day. As carers have been telling us for many years, they sometimes don't know who to contact for information or for support or for signposting. The Carer Hub, therefore, is a central point of contact for carers or family members and staff and is available Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So in the last year, we have had over 4,800 contacts with carers, whether that be by telephone or by email. And I suppose, like everyone else, most of our support through our programme would have been in person, but at the moment, our quarterly carer support programme is by Zoom. So it's full of classes to help carers with their personal development, help them connect with others, and provide support and training to help in the caring role. So there are classes such as first aid, cookery, rights and entitlements advice, and we offer Pilates or yoga or refresh and relax sessions. The carers newsletter is available every 6 months. Anyone who joins the carers mailing list will receive the programme, the newsletter, and any other relevant information about what's up to date or what's happening in the trust. People will receive that automatically if they are on our carers mailing list. And any new carers who sign up will receive a welcome and support pack. And I suppose lastly, Northern Trust is the only trust to offer a designated carers website. So Carers Digital is everything together in one place, which you can access 24/7.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Claire. And I think the carers have been a great example of how actually online activities have really taken off for you guys, haven't they?
Yep. We can't get over the numbers joining our classes, so it's a new step for us using Zoom.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jenny.
Next up, we have Paula McNulty from RNID, which formerly was Action on Hearing Loss.
Hello, my name is Paula McNulty and I'm the Information Officer for RNID. We offer services across Northern Ireland, which you'll see on the slide. The information service will deal with any queries coming through on hearing loss or tinnitus. We also offer information talks to groups and organisations to improve communication and give some information around hearing loss and tinnitus, and these have been moved online since COVID-19. We are continuing to operate our hearing aid user support service. So we support people with NHS hearing aids. We can do the basic maintenance such as cleaning, tubing changing. We can give you batteries, we can post them out. At the moment, we're doing doorstep collection of the hearing aid. And also in the Northern Trust, we're operating 3 drive-through hearing aid support sessions, and they're currently in Coleraine, Ballycastle and Ballyclare, where people can drive into the car park of the venue, and we'll take your hearing aid and then bring it back to you so you don't leave your car. So they've been adapted because of COVID-19. We support people who are looking for work. And we can also support people who are in work. So if they're having issues at work, we can help address those. We also offer deaf befriending, so matching volunteers up with an older deaf person who may be isolated, particularly those in care homes who are sign language users, maybe are very isolated because they have no one to communicate with. So currently they're done through video calls, and anyone else with hearing loss as well. We also offer a tinnitus support service, so we're running webinars and one-to-one support. So our contact details are there. Just get in touch if you have any questions. We've changed our services to adapt to COVID-19, but they are all operating. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Paul. That was great. Next up, we have Maureen Hughes from North Coast Community Transport.
Good morning, folks. I hope you're all well. My name's Maureen Hughes and I'm the Wheels to Wellbeing Manager here at North Coast Community Transport. North Coast Community Transport is based here in Coleraine and provides transport services for residents of the Causeway Coast and Glens and the Old Ballymena Council areas. We're a membership organisation and we charge an annual membership of £10 per person to avail of our transport services. The services we provide then are for people living in the catchment area to go to hospital appointments, both within the Northern Trust area and outside of it. We also provide transport for shopping trips, religious services, educational courses, and to training and employment and recreational activities. The services we have then are the Dial a Lift, which is a rural transport, so it's for anybody living in a rural area. We have the Disability Action Transport Service, which is in conjunction with Disability Action, and it's working within the Coleraine town area. We also have group at work transport, which means any group operating within our catchment area can avail of transport. Either we have a system where a driver can drive one of our minibuses, or we can provide a driver to drive the group. We have the Wheels to Wellbeing is the most recent one, and it's the one that I manage myself, and I'm only in post now just short of 3 months, and that offers transport services both within and outside of the catchment area to hospital appointments, for example in Belfast or Ulster Hospital or wherever. We also operate a volunteer car service where we have a bank of volunteers which use their cars to take people to appointments. So if any of you are interested in our services, please give us a wee ring here. We're at the Ivan Wilson Complex in the Dunhill Road in Coleraine. Thank you very much for listening to me this morning.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Maureen. And again, I think it's always something that's top of the agenda for people, especially for staff members who are maybe referring clients or service users on. Transport's always an important one. So thank you so much. Next up, we have Gillian Thompson from Northern Ireland Chest, Heart and Stroke.
Good morning, everyone. We are still operating for anyone over the age of 18 who is living with a respiratory condition, a cardiac condition, or anyone who has had a stroke or a TIA. Our support is available to those living with those long-term health conditions and their carers. So the main thing that we have always been operating and still continues is our family support service. So we, like most people, we can't currently at the moment do home visits, but we're doing all the support we can over the phone. We have tried to adapt our services as much as possible for online delivery. So we have a number of groups depending on what your condition, whether it be operating our respiratory groups are monthly. We have a stroke group that is fortnightly over Zoom. We have a choir in operation as well, which is particularly good for those living with a respiratory condition. And we have a number of services that are 6-week programs. So the main ones really are carers education program for those caring with someone who's had a stroke. PrEP, which is basically we have adapted that for stroke education online, and our Taking Control program, which is a 6-week self-management program. So we have tried to do that online as much as possible. We also appreciate that there are some people who cannot access our online services. So as soon as we can reopen, we will be. So we have a waiting list in operation. So even if it's someone that you know is isolated and wants this support, we'll add them to our waiting list. They will receive ongoing family support from our team. And as I say, that is for someone living with a health condition or their carers as well. So if you want, the next slide will show my contact details there. I cover the Northern Trust and pretty much the Western Trust as well, a good proportion of that. So if you have any questions about anything, just get in touch.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And again, another great organisation adapting to the ever-changing climate at the moment. Thank you. Next up, we have Neve Young from Volunteer Now.
Hello, everybody. My name's Neve Young, and I'm a Community Engagement Officer with Volunteer Now in Mid and East Antrim and Antrim and Newton Abbey. Volunteer Now are a leading organisation for promoting and supporting volunteer involving organisations across Northern Ireland. We build recognition for volunteering and celebrate the contribution that volunteers make within society. At the moment, we have a new volunteer management system. It's called Be Collective, and this platform will allow you to do lots of different functions and features. But to name but a few, you can advertise your volunteer roles, you can assign shifts to volunteers, you can calculate the volunteer hours, and it'll also do up nice wee graphs and all for funding applications. It's very easy to use, so it's just a matter of going into the site and putting in the postcode of the area that you'd like to volunteer in and what you would like to actually do, or give an idea of what you'd like to do. And all the available opportunities then will be listed in that area. So Volunteer Now Enterprises are the part of our organisation to provide all our volunteer training. We do that, everything from all things volunteering, from recruitment, retention, management, and world hosting. We also do safeguarding training for both adults and children, keeping safe. We do investing in volunteering and health checks for any organisations that would be interested in that. Our hashtag help each other, mistletoe publications and guidelines on how to stay safe and how to keep others safe during this pandemic can be found on our website. The publications are all updated regularly in line with government guidelines. Volunteer Now coordinate the befriending network, bringing organisations together that provide a befriending service for the older people. So if there's anything there that you want to, any further questions or any queries or anything that you would like to ask, please don't hesitate to contact either myself or my colleague, Wanda Gray, and our details are there. Thanks very much for your time.
Oh, once again, perfectly timed, Niamh, and a very sneaky mistletoe thrown in there. There was only a couple of people got it. So well done to Laura Ross. You were first, fastest finger first, for the Terry's Chocolate Orange. So Laura, if you can pop in the chat what organisation you're from, that would be super. And we'll get that Terry's Chocolate Orange off to you. Well done, Niamh. That was very sneaky getting that in there. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Caroline McFerrin from the Northern Ireland Rare Disease Partnership.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and thank you all so much for your time. It's so nice to, I suppose, get to see everybody again after not being able to. So my name is Caroline. I am the Community Navigator for the Northern Ireland Rare Disease Partnership. Our vision here is that no one is disadvantaged because of the rarity of their condition. Northern Ireland Rare Disease Partnerships brings those together living with rare disease, the organisations representing them, including medical organisations and academic research. Our current and very, very new service, Stronger Together 2, is open to anyone with a rare disease or is affected by a rare disease. This can be the individual themselves, their families, carers, and their friends. This service provides practical information, advice, support, and there's volunteering opportunities. We are here to connect people living with rare disease. In Northern Ireland, it is estimated currently that there are over 110,000 people that are affected by rare disease. If anybody is interested, anyone can make a referral over the phone or by email. Before COVID, we were running meetups and support groups. These are currently in pause, but hopefully in the next coming months, things will change and we can readapt. Rare Disease Day is actually on February the 28th. We'll be running a few events. So if anybody's interested, please join up on our mailing list on our website and to get our newsletter. It's myself as the community navigator to make referrals to. We also have another part-time worker, the community activator, who is there to provide information and support also. On the next slide, you will see our website and email and contact. So if anybody wants a wee bit more information or has any questions, please feel free to get contact. There's our Facebook, our website, and all the contact details. Thanks everybody again, and thank you all for your time.
Absolutely super, perfectly timed once again. Thank you so much, Caroline. Great to hear the work from the Northern Ireland Rare Disease Partnership. Next up, we have Joy Spreadborough from Marie Curie.
Going to get the unmute on there. Okay, so I'm Joy. I'm the volunteer coordinator for Marie Curie Helper Service, but I was just going to run through other things that are going on with Marie Curie as well at the minute. Marie Curie Nursing Service is operating as normal. Visits are organised through GP or district nurse, and requests, I've just had my coffee, and requests are updated fortnightly. We can support through emergency personal care packages and overnight response, rapid response for multi-visits again, rapid response during the evening and multi-visits during the day. So Marie Curie Nursing Service operating as normal. Information and support service line that's already working, up and running 8 till 6 and on Monday to Friday 11 to 5. Signposting to local services and giving financial, emotional and medical help as well. Down to my own service then, Marie Curie Helper Service is the befriending service, and we accept referrals from any terminal illness, as does the whole of Marie Curie. We take in referrals, match a volunteer with a family, we support the family, the person who's ill, the carers, anyone who is involved in the situation. We normally would provide matched visits with a regular volunteer weekly for up to 3 hours in the home to support practically, to support emotionally, take them to hospital appointments, provide transport for them, pop in, get shopping for them, things like that. So all of those things are obviously on hold at the minute. And at the minute we are only able to provide the phone and video service, but we are taking a waiting list. So if anybody has any queries or people that they know could avail of the service, we are there. Yep, there's a question there about Northern Ireland base. We have, the helpline is excellent on Northern Ireland. I did try it out the other week and did a wee chance to see if it worked. And yeah, it was very, very good for Northern Ireland.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Joy. That was super. And great work again, Marie Curie. Next up, we have Sharon McClure from RNIB.
Ability to move means tested.
You there, Sharon?
It helps if you unmute. sorry about that. Hello, Jenny, and hello, everybody. And thanks to MeApp for our invite. I'm Sharon McClure, Community Access Support Worker, and I'm part of the Community Access and Connect team within RNIB, Royal National Institute of Blind People. I'm one of 3 workers here in the Northern Health and Social Care Trust, and we work alongside the Trust Sensory Support team based in Wilson House in Brisbane. As community workers, we provide practical and emotional support to blind and partially sighted people within their local communities, and our aim is to build their confidence and independence, and with the aim of them continuing to live full and independent lives. We also offer one-to-one support, advice and information through personal home visits and facilitate at various blind and partially sighted support groups, and we organise events and activities. But like everybody else, life has been very different and challenging over the past 9 months since COVID pandemic took hold, and social isolation, so frequently experienced by those living with sight loss, took on a whole new meaning, as so many others have done. We had to adapt our interactions and put face-to-face activities on hold. Regular individual support phone calls are made, groups moved online where possible, conference calls, courses, partnership sharing for workshops and quizzes and music and coffee. They're all thriving now online. But of course, we're aware that for many, technology isn't the answer. And that's where all our regular support calls come in, and also our local area knowledge, which makes all the difference in referring to other local support and organisations to assist us. Our technology team has been as busy as ever, if not busier, helping families and people use accessible technology to get online for the first time. All our services were listed on the slide there, and they're free and available to anybody living with sight loss, their families, or any other interested parties. So please make a note here of our contact details, and don't hesitate to get in touch if you think that we can help you or somebody that you know. And we hope that our regular face-to-face interactions and home visits will resume as soon as possible when it's safe to do so. So thanks everybody for listening. And our community services and on all the services that are available within RNIB are available on the list. Thank you.
Super, thank you so much, Sharon. And I have to say, Sharon's crowd at RNIB are the best dancers in the whole of Mid and East Antrim. So they are fantastic.
That's only if you have too many drinks.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you.
Our final slide, and we're very cheeky this morning. We've actually squeezed in 21 presentations, would you believe? We have Deirdre from the Northern Trust Continent Service.
Okay, good morning, everyone. It's nice to hear from and see everyone today. My name is Deirdre O'Brien. I am the Continence Service Nurse Coordinator in the Northern Trust. I manage a small team of continence advisors, nurses and healthcare assistants, and we are supported by a small clerical team based in Spruce House in Ballymena. We provide a trust-wide community service operating Monday to Friday 9 to 5 to both male and female adults ages 18 plus who suffer from a wide range of bladder and bowel issues. Examples would be incontinence issues like urge, stress or fecal incontinence, bladder emptying problems, chronic constipation, recurrent urinary tract infections, frequency of voiding and nighttime urination. Patients are mostly referred by a consultant, GP or a healthcare professional. However, anyone can refer themselves or a friend or family can refer anyone to our service via the CRMS number. Myself and continence advisors triage all the referrals as they come in. Once a referral is accepted, we then send out a self-assessment form to the patient to complete and return to us within 3 weeks. On receipt of that, We then send out a partial booking letter to ask the patient to call in and arrange a suitable appointment. We deliver our clinics in community care settings across the Trust in Coleraine, Ballymena, Mahara, Magherafelt, Larne, Carrickfergus and Whiteabbey. Our initial assessments are preferably done face-to-face in a clinic setting or a domiciliary visit only if required. But in view of COVID, we've had to change our services slightly and some reviews and assessments are now offered over the phone. We assess patients' needs and offer them advice and support and take them through appropriate pathways over a 3 to 4 month period with review appointments about 4 to 6 weeks apart. We provide onward referrals if appropriate. If these pathways do not ease the symptoms or if the patient cannot follow them, we then approve a delivery of containment products which best suits their needs if required. These are delivered by the home delivery service based at Lisburn, Lishew. These are delivered every 12 weeks and patients on containment products would remain on our caseload and be reviewed yearly. The referral number where you can access our services is on the last slide. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Deirdre. That's great. Thank you so much to everyone today. I hope we're just about on time, just maybe a minute or two over. I think we've done really well. What I will say is that everybody has just been fantastic today. Great presentations from everybody and a great opportunity to hear about all the different services and organisations and support that's available. As with any of these events, if it was in real life, we would be asking too a wee bit of feedback. There's going to be a poll pop up on your screen. If you could answer the questions, bear with us. We were throwing a bit of light-hearted Ballymena slang in there yesterday when we were doing this. And what could we, instead of kind of going the bore, snore, yes, no, not sure, we thought we would throw something in. So if you can complete the feedback in front of you, the poll, just 2 quick questions. And if I could ask you all as well to pop into the chat any feedback you have, if you've enjoyed today, what you have enjoyed about it, is there anything maybe we could do differently, what have you learned, and after that, as I say, final thank you so much for everybody today, for the presentations, for the people that joined us to hear about what is available. And we're all in very difficult times at the moment, and I suppose we all are trying our best to deliver services to as full a capacity as possible. And opportunities like this is great because we can hear about what is available in Mid and East Antrim. And to say, pop into the chat your feedback. We would really be grateful for it, and complete the wee poll in front of you. And other than that, all I can say is thank you so much. A final opportunity to thank you for your contribution and participation. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a peaceful New Year. And I hope someone gets a kiss under the mistletoe.